Collegiate Platinum Division with Heartland Community College leading the series 1-0 versus Illinois State University's Redbirds Esports Academy. I am Six Griffin, once again on the cast with Chris. How you doing?
I'm tired.
Yep, I feel ya. But I mean, we'll see if ISU wants to make this go to a Game 3 and tie up the series to make us even more tired right now as first bans come out in Game 2 as the Aurelia is being taken out of Heartland Community College.
You know, I like nail biters as much as the next guy, but let's speed this one up.
So are you asking for Heartland Community College 2-0?
No. Yeah.
I gotcha. Well, for those of you who tuned in late and didn't catch the first game, we are GGLeagues. GGLeagues is a recreational esports league based in the Midwest. Their goal is to build up the esports community and connect gamers to each other.
Woo!
They have leagues for players of all skill levels. Anyone can join. Players in GG Leagues play through a regular season like you're watching here each week. Then all the players get to play in the playoffs and finals in person where they can finally meet the players they've been playing against all season. If you guys are interested, go to www.ggleagues.com and sign up. And once again, we're at Illinois Institute of Technology casting Heartland Community College versus Illinois State University in the Platinum Collegiate League.
All right. Yeah, so first thing that's interesting right now, we're seeing a sub coming in for Heartland Community College. It looks like Spectre in place of I Like Your Boots. So I'm curious to see what the lane assignments are going to be.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, right now, it's going to be really interesting to see. I mean, Heartland Community College is up 1 so far. So definitely thinking like maybe this is possibly a newer person. They want to give some stage time. They have the ability to kind of do so.
And so, yeah, that Annie ban that we see being dropped by ISU is prime scouting territory onto Spectre right now. Spectre has played a lot of Annie games and a lot of Lulu games. And from the looks of it, not much else. So the Annie likely a very big comfort pick. However, that Silas first pick coming out likely going to be... It could be in a lot of places, actually. Because Beagle's the Silas player here. Like, Beagle plays the most Silas out of everyone here, so could have easily been a pick snagged away from him, and it can be flexed one of 3 positions. It can go to either the solo lanes or jungle right now, but with the Veigar being picked up, most likely going over to Spectre, chances are that it's probably going to be Silas top, actually. I'd bet money on that.
Yeah, very possibly right now. But some interesting first picks coming out from both sides right now. The blind pick Akali coming out from Akali coming out from ISU to kind of start off things.
Blind pick Akali, that's the Broken Blade special.
Trouble is
we don't have a Kennen ban being dropped anywhere right now, but I don't think that'll be an issue this game, honestly. However, I'm interested to see the prioritization on both the Jinx and the Nautilus. Nautilus, a champion that got buffed last patch with the dredge line. Actually, no, it's the Riptide damage that went up, I think. Yeah, and then the staggering blow, his passive being reduced to like a flat 6 seconds all around, means that Nautilus is actually a pretty decent pick right now. His win rate's like 51.4%. That buff helped way more than you think it would.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Nautilus looking like a pretty prime pick, but are you sure it's not gonna go in the mid lane?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not going to be Nautilus mid, honestly. Don't quote me on that. It could be something crazy like a Nautilus jungle, but I don't even think that's... I could see his clear speed being helped by the staggering blow passive and also the damage increases, but it was only AP scaling.
That is true.
And I don't know how good Nautilus jungle is this patch. I could see it working, and like especially like I said, that staggering blow passive being reduced down to 6 seconds is really going to help clear out.
Ooh,
but
pick up.
Another important thing is that the Nautilus has a pretty okay matchup into Thresh because they're both hook champions and Nautilus is just tankier. They both do the same thing, but Nautilus does it better in laning phase.
Yeah, no, for sure right now. I mean, just kind of interesting response coming out from Heartland Community College with the Thresh and the Tristana so far. Ooh, there we go, Deca 01, back at it again with the Jarvan.
With that Jarvan lock, that is almost definitely going to be a Nautilus support. Thank God. If it went jungle, I would probably throw myself out the window, actually. Yeah, that being said, another pick that's interesting here is this Tristana pick. Both of these AD carries, not exactly the traditional AD carries you're used to seeing on this patch. You're used to seeing things like Ashe and Varus in pro play currently right now, but
Ooh, Yorick.
the Tristana is an extremely spicy pick because it actually has a pretty good matchup in the Jinx, because Tristana, Jinx both hyper carries, but Tristana with the option to all in laning phase. However, the one thing that makes Nautilus a better support in Thresh is that he can easily all in that lane with his bigger stat stick, and they both do the same thing like I said earlier. So I'm curious to see how that Tristana pick will work out. I think the Jinx Nautilus should have both the range advantage and the support matchup advantage going into that lane. That being said, though, if that Jinx makes a mistake and gets caught by a Thresh hook, there's absolutely nothing this Nautilus can do to save her from that Tristana Thresh duo.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, as James being rearranged around, that's actually a Hecarim top lane for Sion to take on Kaligi's Yorick. Really interesting to see how those two ghostly peeps will battle it out in the top lane.
Well, I'm hyped for that one. And Yorick is another Kaligi special, actually.
Another Kaligi special.
Used to seeing that one a lot. But the Hecarim top, really big flavor of the month pick right now. Essentially, it's pretty much like the old school Hecarim top that we all remember and hate from Season 6, but except with Conqueror. So yeah, he just runs at you and then he never dies.
Yeah. We'll definitely see how things go. But interesting, I really want to see how the substitute performs to fall on the side of on the side of Heartland. Because I believe it's now Spectre is replacing I Like Your Boots.
Yeah, he's replacing I Like Your Boots, and they're putting autofilled support.
You got autofilled support.
Autofilled support is on his main role now, and Smith is jungling this game.
Interesting flex and roles going for Heartland Community College. I mean, especially if they're able to just take this series 2-0, it's really going to kind of show their flexibility, not only in their champion styles, but as well as just their play styles as well.
So yeah, I actually got bodied on the Sylas prediction there. In retrospect, the Sylas jungle makes a lot of sense, specifically for Emersmith with the role flex and coming in, just because Sylas is likely a champion he's already used to playing and or facing against in that mid lane, and it's a pick that transitions relatively well to jungle, and because Sylas has a reasonably high priority on dueling and especially ganking and setting up opportunities for his team, you don't necessarily have to be by far the best jungle pather the world has ever seen in order to make this Sylas pick work out. And so most of this focus for him is going to be on just finding gank opportunities and stealing valuable ultis in team fights, especially like the Nautilus depth charge and the Jarvan Cataclysm. Good ults to steal.
There are so many actually valuable ults on the side of Redbirds to steal. Yeah, as you said, the depth charge and the Cataclysm, but in addition, just the super mega death rocket, just why not? And even stealing the maiden for even an additional kind of split push factor would be really interesting.
It'll be very interesting to see in general, and looking at both these comps right now, honestly, looking at Heartland Community College, they have a good amount of winning lanes. Like Hecarim does reasonably well into the Yorick matchup top, as with the passive damage and healing coming from his W aura, in addition to the Rampage, means he can easily trade with Yorick and just mow down his ghouls during the trade and sustain off of him with a Conqueror. That being said as well, I'm looking at this bot lane that's Tristana Thresh. We'll probably have some issues early on, but depending on what that Sylas can do and affect that matchup, that can crazily change things. And as well, any misplay from Ramp or the Swift is going to be a large issue in that lane, as Tristana Thresh can have really strong all-in. And while, in my opinion, Nautilus has the advantageous support matchup, one thing he lacks is going to be Peel.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I guess one matchup that I really want to kind of pay attention to in these early games is Beagle's Akali versus, the new Spectre's Veigar, really. I mean, honestly, I saw Beagle, pop off a lot, really, on the Nico, and I really want to see what he's able to do on the Akali. If he's able to outplay this Veigar and kind of really get ahead early, it's going to look really good for kind of, getting that early lead.
I think this mid lane matchup is going to be fun to watch because Beagle can really open up the map just based upon this matchup, but the one thing that concerns me is Akali can have a rough pre-6 against Veigar, and with the barrier from Veigar coming in, Veigar is one of those champions that infinitely scales, and even with that in mind as well, if you misplay at all against a Veigar, you just die. There's nothing you can do about it.
Yep.
So, if Beagle doesn't really play this out carefully. Like, Veigar can contain the Akali within her shroud with the Z, the baby cage.
The baby
cage. And but if there's one thing I'm interested in seeing, it's how this Yorick pick is going to perform late game. Is it doesn't really look like Heartland Community College has a specific answer for this Yorick split push going into the late game. So even though Heartland Community College overall, in my opinion, has the better team fight, it is going to be up to them to try and work around this Yorick and hopefully stop him from becoming a big problem. And looking on the side of Illinois State as well, one of the standout things to me, we're already talking about that Akali, but there's a noticeable lack of peel on the side of Heartland Community College's comp too. So you could very easily see Akali, swaying the direction of this match very much depending on how Beagle plays and how Heartland Community College position in these team fights.
Look at that early invade. Five-man dev squad from ISU. They're looking to get something from here, whether it's a kill or even just complete dominance of their blue buff. They are spotted by Frankenstein TY hopping around over there. Ooh. Actually, the hook will connect, but a very well-timed buffered rocket jump will leave Frankenstein TY out of harm's way.
So, one of the important things there is, even though they did not force out the Tristana flash, not only do they force out the Tristana back after 1 minute, meaning she'll have trouble getting back to the buff. Looks like it doesn't matter here, though, because Emma Smith's going to start topside. But the super important thing they got out of that was forcing Tristana to take Rocket Jump level 1, which, if you do not factor in the jungle pressure, forcing a Rocket Jump at level 1 is actually like highly detrimental, almost as detrimental as just losing the flashes, because Tristana now has no trading pressure in this lane. Any potential they had to do anything level 1 is now gone, which means Rampor the Swift and Sheila can easily get pressure in this lane as soon as they walk in, can get themselves level 2, can get themselves the lane advantage.
Deca01 already hovering over this lane, possibly seeing if the bot lane of Heartland Community College will overextend. Really trying to grab something right now. They want to do as much as they can. Deca01 has level 2. A nice hook. Flag and drag will be dodged, but will still be giving over first blood. Deca01, very impressive from ISU.
Yeah, I was very suspicious of that level 2 gank at first, as that Tristana starting Rocket Jump means that, like, literally the one thing that Tristana is going to be able to do to level 1 is escape. However, ISU doing a very good job of choosing the priority target there and engaging on the Thresh, who is very squishy in the pre-6 levels and takes time to scale up with that armor buff. So actually having a very low base armor, and in addition to that, Sheila with a nice little cute outplay, avoiding the play, and then hooking back in for the re-engage.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, definitely the Thresh cannot rocket jump himself. And Sion taking a bit too much more damage than he wanted. It kind of charges into the turret so far. Really trying to keep Kaligi off this wave.
Yeah, this is a top lane matchup that can easily swing in Sion's advantage. However, I feel like Sion is... He's definitely throwing a lot of spells out there, kind of pointlessly at the moment, because he's already so low on mana, and a lot of things that people do wrong in the early game is they actually will trade before they get levels in their spells.
Actually, right now, Smite Fight will go over Deca01 as his Jarvan will be claiming that blue buff. Emma Smith is pretty low right now, but the rest of ISU is trying to collapse on us right now. And speaking of fights, there is a fight in the bot lane as Rampor, the Swift, and Sheila will be trying their best to try to get out some damage, but in the end, it will take a little more damage than they intended to.
So yes, this jungle matchup being very spicy already. I was very scared for Deca01 there, but luckily for him, Emery Smith wasn't really quick on the draw on that smite from the blue buff. So even though you're fighting, you definitely want to watch the buff smites, especially when it gets that low level, because you're factoring in the smite gold, you're factoring in the heal you get from smite, as well as the jungle experience. And when that buff's that low, you're probably going to agree to like secure the buff with Smite, so you got to make sure you're really quick to the draw on that Smite there, and that's likely what saved that fight from starting off and becoming a catastrophe there for Deco 1.
Yeah, no, I mean, and as a result, I mean, just the great ward coverage they have in that top lane river allowed Sion to play definitely a lot more kind of aggressively right now. The wave's pushing back to him right now, but doing a good job of keeping it a little frozen right there. That way his turret's kind of safe, nice and safe, and Sion can farm relatively safely while he's a little low on mana.
And also a notable thing about this trading that we saw earlier in bot lane is, especially with these double all-in heavy focused supports, you really have to be mindful of the trades you are taking, because you have not only do you like, ooh, close hook.
Oh, unfortunate. Hooks are both sides hitting minions, not finding the targets that they intend.
You're looking a bit like Captain Hook from Peter Pan right now.
Absolutely.
Completely ineffectual, honestly. Oof, poor guy.
Big ouch right there.
Imagine just turning up every day and just taking it out and taking an L to some random kids at the community center, dude. That's literally Captain Hook's life, dude.
It'd be like that sometimes.
You really do.
Yep. Well, I guess speaking of hooks right now, I mean, definitely Sheila and Autofield support trying to do their best, try to set up and peel for their respective ADCs. Deca 01 is the first to arrive, but excellent ward coverage on that bottom side river from from Heartland Community College. Will kind of dissuade any kind of, actually, they go for it. I'm not sure if they see it, Deca 01 or not. I'm not sure if there's the blind from the map or the control ward didn't reach that far. Nice play from Autofield support will dissuade Deca 01 from trying to go any further.
Both sides there honestly kind of being... Both sides they're really looking to force a play, because Deco 01 kind of going in with a flag and drag that's like almost assuredly not going to hit at that range. He's actually been doing that most of the series long.
Oh, almost tries to get level 6 on there, but forces the flash out of Kaligi.
Good flash, actually.
Ooh, gets a critical hook and a fillet on Tramp with a Swift. He is forced to run, but double run from the Chompers will kind of deter any kind of counter engage from there.
Surprised he didn't yeet that bad boy in there with a rocket jump immediately. As soon as you get that hook, the combo you're looking for is actually you rocket jump onto them and then you drop the bomb mid-air, because landing on them with the rocket jump after the bomb hits them will already get you a proc on that
Oh,
bomb.
wait. Oh, Beagle just walks right into the cage, but unfortunately, it's all right. Spectre, yeah, for sure. Spectre didn't follow up anything from there.
So yeah, especially if you pop that rocket jump earlier, like, what's the level? Ooh, close. What's the level 5 Nautilus really gonna be? What's the level 4 Nautilus in that situation really gonna be able to do to you? The answer is not much. And with the Doran's Blade on Jinx, you don't really have to worry about too much damage being dropped on you.
Yeah, for sure. Like Deco 1 visiting the bot lane again, seeing if he can try to do something. But at one control ward in the river, I believe, is alerting the bot lane of Heartland Community College of his presence. Finally found out by a scanner and just walking over it, and now he's cleared.
Honestly, I respect that. And part of the move to Emery Smith in the jungle, maybe they're expecting Emery Smith's perhaps lack of experience in this jungle position. I don't know how much jungle he's played, so I can't speak for certain on that. But if there is any lack of experience there, perhaps they're looking for the ELO differential to compensate for that matchup and give them more effective matchups across the map and get them pressure from autofield support bot lane.
For sure.
That's interesting.
Sion looping, running in circles around Kaligi. Actually surround himself in the cage to avoid really getting hit too much anyway.
That's the baby cage.
That baby cage. Forced an unfavorable trade and just forced the pony to walk circles around you.
So yeah, Kaligi finally really keeping this lane under control now, and part of it is I feel like Sion especially threw part of his laning advantage early in burning all his mana really quick, and now he's having trouble trading with this Yorick now that the Maiden's up, and he's gotten caught in a lot of the baby cages now.
Sion taking a lot of damage from the Maiden and the boys.
I feel like he's kind of just sitting there and getting hit by stuff at this point. I'm kind of concerned as to how well he knows the Yorick matchup.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I think like definitely it seems kind of just like an odd matchup in general. It seems Sion does not really know how to kind of definitely approach this right now. Possibly was trying to wait as much as he can for Emerson to come up right now, but the control ward that Kaligi has placed in that bot side river bush will kind of keep him safe.
And meanwhile, looking at this bot side, though, Frickenstein TY with the God. As soon as I said that, Caster's Curse is now 70 farm instead of 69.
Oof.
But
unfortunate, fellas.
They come back to lane with this BF Sword double dagger. Rampor the Swift, though, being just that ever so slight amount of farm up, manages to get that BF Sword pickaxe by, which is going to be extremely valuable into helping them bully out this lane. Of course, the interesting thing with Tristana is, you can get the BF Sword, you can get the pickaxe, you can get loads of damage. But even if you get stuck going double dagger, it just means you proc your bomb faster. So as long as you have the BF Sword, you'll always be doing a pretty decent amount of damage no matter what. Sion's going in.
Yeah, Sion actually wants it, but the boys are on him. Tries to use the fear. Actually, it's pretty close. Sion has the damage and will take the solo kill on the Kaligi.
And see, that's the power of Hecarim. Even though Kaligi did a very good job landing that Morning Mist, getting the ghouls to fight them, Sion just sustaining through the ghouls' damage and getting that healing on the Conqueror, allowing him to sustain through that fight very well and just solo kill Kaligi there. And especially with the Ignite advantage in that situation means that Kaligi really can't heal off of his Conqueror. In addition to that, Kaligi had no flash or teleport.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think in general, a lot of people tend to not realize how much sustain that Hecarim has with the W turned on and with Conqueror as well.
So, was really scared for Sion at first, not necessarily playing effectively around how well the Yorick was manipulating that lane, but, you find the opportunity for an all-in, you take it, that's a free kill.
Yeah, no, for sure. And now, as Sion gets that kill in the top lane right now, all other lanes are starting to push towards ISU and kind of really forcing a lot of their pressure that they had or envisioned. Oh wait, actually, oh my God, actually, the buffer gets buffered in a sense. And right now, skirmish in the bot lane right now will be forcing a TP out of Sion, but only not to gain anything, and will lose Frickenstein TY in the end.
Ooh, that's actually very unfortunate. Kaligi can just drop the Maiden here and get free pushing out on the turret.
Yeah, Shield Biko tries to find some damage on Sion, but does not do much in the end. Kaligi just wailing away at this turret, trying to get a plate off as Smith arrives up top to try and to kind of answer. Smith is 2 levels down, but just tries to get some damage to ward him off, which he successfully does for at least the moment.
He stole the Akali ult earlier, so getting that trading in, distracting the Yorick, keeping him off the wave, means it gives Sion time to walk back top lane, and he really hasn't lost that much. He didn't even lose a single plating, and now Smith is actually up on farm on Deca 01, partially from absorbing that top lane farm, and also from perhaps focusing a little more on farming instead of pathing for those ganks right now. So now, despite how scary that could have been, Heartland Community College looking in a pretty good spot on average, as Biko looking to trade on the Spectre here.
Yeah, Biko keeps going in on this, but simply does not have the damage to really burst down Spectre just yet, and especially taking the barrier. I feel like Spectres in general is going to be very hard to take down for Zakali. Oh, look at that damage!
Yeah, that's going to be very rough, and Beagle's actually pretty low.
Spectres wants to flash ultimate, and you cannot flash out of ultimate range, and it will take down Beagle in the solo kill in the mid lane.
Good old Q flash, good old Q flash R, and they say Veigar doesn't have combos. He really doesn't, but, you stand there, you die.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, wait. Sion, once again, going on Kaligi, looking for a second solo kill. Oh, but doesn't get it, unfortunately. And actually won't take him in the end through the Ignite, but almost gets turned on through the turrets.
Ignite advantage is honestly too good. And Hecarim especially has basically a gap closer and a half through that devastating charge into the onslaught of shadows. So even though Kaligi has that flash, you don't respect the damage that Hecarim can deliver. You get engaged on initially with the you get engaged on initially from the devastating charge, and then you decide to flash away and he just ults you. And especially there, doing a very good job of getting the ultimate hitbox that pushes Kaligi back towards him and away from his tower.
Yeah, no, for sure. And then just with that kind of solo kill in the top lane right now, all other lanes are pushing out. Heartland Community College is sort of reclaiming vision and control. But bot lane, right now, Smith and Deca 01, duel of the junglers so far. But the dunk will force Deca 01 to flash away.
So yeah, one of the powers of Sylas coming out here is if your jungler has any ultimate at all, Sylas is a pretty good duelist, especially utilizing that heal from his W. So that means this Jarvan really can't do that much to Sylas, and even getting knocked out of his flag and drag actually by the Sylas reaction, by the Sylas chains on reaction. Sylas proccing the first part of his dash into that bush to check it, and so the chains were then ready as soon as he needed them to be.
Yep. Unfortunately, though, control of the dragon has returned to Heartland Community College as the dragon pit is just painted in red so far. Illinois ISU is right now just kind of peeking at the border, seeing what they can kind of grab at the moment. They're trying to just get any sort of pressure they can as all their lands are being pushed in.
Nothing gets you like a good old drink of H2O, let me tell you.
Good old drink of H2O.
I just chugged the whole bottle of water in 10 seconds AMA.
Oh man, unfortunately there's no face cams here, but it was certainly a spectacle to see.
No. Fortunately.
Oh, what do you mean? Well, I guess fortunately right now, Deca 01 gets caught by the onslaught of shadows. He is forced to run under his own tower. Actually, dunks the tries and reverse the tide right there. Sion will get executed by Beako's ultimate right now. Ember Smith is the last one to go. Uses the stolen ultimate to try to get away. Kaligi is trying to be on the chase so far. Ember Smith is like 0 HP right now. But the corrupting potion will be ticking and will be healing him back just enough to get out.
Even while that was going on, bot lane duo ran for the second kill.
Oh! The depth charge will allow Rampers to go on a killing spree and just take this turret for himself.
Yeah, I said that now. It's talking about 1 kill. Oh, hold on.
There we go. There's that baby cage coming out.
Ooh, the babiest of cages.
The babiest of cages. Stopping Beagle from gaining momentum.
So Rampor the Swift and Sheila actually very good job in this bot lane right now currently. Rampor the Swift sitting at 162 farm at 16 minutes. That's the good old 10 CS a minute special, and he's currently 3 kills up, so this Jinx can be incredibly strong heading into this mid game. In fact, most of the action being centered around top lane, and the top side jungle has been really good for this bot lane duo, because Rampor the Swift and Sheila have been bullying Frickenstein and autofilled Sop out for pretty much the last 5 minutes of the game here, and so they just sit there, they chill, they free farm, and they're getting duo kills. So this is probably, like, on average, some of the most fed, like, bot lane that you'll ever see.
Yeah, definitely the Jinx and the ISU's Jinx is just looking very scary as he just picked up the Ruans right now. Crit rockets will be spreading to everyone kind of on the team in any kind of clumped up team fight so far. Heartland has to kind of find these isolated picks if they're really going to expect to kind of keep up the momentum that they still kind of do, but ISU is certainly not one to go down without a fight.
Yeah, as we've seen from game 1, this is going to be a very spicy game overall, and especially ISU right now sitting on this 3-0 Jinx. So it's talking about how scary this team fight is coming from the side of Heartland Community College. Holy voice crack. But that being said, this 3-kill Jinx is going to be really scary to deal with, and basically the only way they can force fights into this team is if they can get that Hecarim on that Jinx, and especially allow the burst power Veigar to come into play.
Go, and there it is. Rampor being caught out from the side of Heartland Community College. Deca 01 is the next to fall. That is just 2 kills going over to Heartland Community College.
Man, you hate to see that, boys.
Oh, wait, possibly a third as Sheila stepped up a little too far and forced to flash over the wall.
It is the textbook side laner's vice, boys. Congratulations, we took tower. All right, we are so far ahead. Now let's just run it down when we go lane swap. Oh wait, there's 3 of them there, and I'm dead. That's fun.
It's Sheila versus the horse. It's the scuba diver versus the horse. Sheila cannot do anything besides just poke him with the anchor, and the horse will be taken down. The turret. Heartland Community College will also be taken. Shelly as well. Right now it seems uncontested. Sheila's the only one in the area, but not even close to being able to contest.
Shelly? I hardly know ye.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Don't do it.
Definitely.
Oh my god.
Heartland Community College is stomping out any kind of sign of resistance right now. But ISU still responding with an objective of their own as Ocean Drake will be going over to ISU.
So yeah, looking forward, ISU is definitely in position to take control of this game, but one thing they have to worry about, this 4-1 Hecarim from Scion, currently sitting on Trinity Force and Righteous Glory here, means that it's going to be very tough for them to deal with.
He's speed.
And they don't really have a lot of peel to be able to set up this Jinx to control a fight. And so this Jinx, essentially, despite the fact that she's really
and here he is. He's so fast, but gets caught out in the hook. Has to use the Onslaught of Shadows right now in order to get out. Depth Charge will follow him just to make sure he's not going anywhere. Great peel coming out from Sheila to keep Ramporter sub safe.
So, it's talking about lack of peel earlier, but, when you're 1v2 and Nautilus doesn't really have to do anything else, he can peel. He's got a lot of CC. Anytime you got crowd control, you can peel. So, if they end up finding skirmishes like that, again, you could actually start to see Jinx have far less trouble. However, I'm still worried about those 5-on-5 fights, especially if Hecarim can start finding some flank engages. It's going to be a huge issue for this Jinx to deal with.
Yeah, no, for sure. Heartland Community College must look either for the blind hook coming out right now from autofill support, but unfortunately it does not result in any further engage. But yeah, as we were talking about earlier so far, I mean, Heartland Community College needing to find the flank or just a really deep engage on Rampart the Swift if they have any hope of winning in a fight.
Yeah, and Kaligi is currently chilling in the spot side, but we got Nay Winnie waiting in the wings, stables.
Here comes the cavalry. They got the horses in the back as 3 members. Oh, he flashes out, but that will not deter Frankenstein TY for coming. He doesn't go for it.
Go for it, bro.
Frankenstein TY decides to not go and chase after Kaligi, but Kaligi forced
that
the flash.
That is the freest play of your life. You're 0-2 on stamina, you're down. You see this this fatty Yorick there. Flash for that. Get the bomb proc. Drop a deuce on him. It's that easy.
Oh. There we go. Just a detection hook, unfortunately.
So you got Vagar wave clear mid right there. You got that covered, so you're fine. You got the pick. Go for it.
Yeah. Unfortunate, but Beagle does get out alive after Heartland Community College sends 3 of their goons to try and catch him out. Looks like Dragon is pit is being kind of contested over, as actually TP coming out from Kaligi to stop the bot lane push coming out from Scion. Scion's forced to kind of run away as he goes in. Actually, Beagle's going in. They try to find the execute on Frankenstein TY and actually gets it, but pays his life for it.
Well, Colleague's fun.
Yep, there it is. AD carry being executed by the mid lane assassin so far. Will allow for kind of stifle a lot of it right now, but Rampart Swift almost gets caught out trying to get as many of these crit rockets out as he can. But Shelly will be able to get a few hits off of that turret. But Kaligi, kind of getting Saya on off of that bot lane turret will kind of start advancing towards the top lane, the bottom lane tier 2 turret from Heartland Community College.
Yeah, one thing that already scares me this game is I feel like neither of these AD carries are really playing with a lot of respect this game, and I feel like a lot of times they put themselves in very vulnerable positions despite all the good things they are doing. Yeah. And that is causing problems for them.
For sure right now. Actually, ISU finds 2 in the river, but unfortunately does not have the damage to get any kills off that, but does blow a couple flashes from there.
And yeah, this is gonna be. Ooh, hold on.
Ooh, there we go. Actually, it goes in. Sheila gets caught up by the cage. He's going everywhere right now. Here comes a dunk of Deca 01 and a fight in the river. Sheila goes down. Oh my, there it is. Rampart the Swift goes down as well. That is 3 critical kills coming out from Heartland Community College.
So actually, that probably being the stopwatch there being really good in that situation, as the primordial burst might have appeared on the screen, but it actually evaporated in like half a second because of the stopwatch dropping the target aggro. So the stopwatch got what it needed. The trouble is it was too little too late, and ISU was in a very awkward spot. I was talking about earlier about neither team's really having that much peel, and so—
Oh wait, Ember Smith gets taken out by the Baron. Heartland Community College does not have the damage to take down this Baron after an audacious kind of a decision to try to take Baron. Redbirds can at least breathe easy that a giant purple worm beats Silas.
Wow, Emmer Smith and getting executed by NPCs, name a more iconic duo.
For sure, for sure. But definitely unfortunate decision making from Heartland Community College. It does give ISU the breathing room they do need to try to reset and kind of refocus and see what they can do to try to even the score.
I'm so pumped to see how the rest of this game plays out. This has been such a spicy game so far.
Definitely. I honestly just want to see Rampart Swift unleash all these crit rockets.
Oh,
but he can't
baby.
if he keeps getting hooked. But unfortunately for Heartland Community College, does not follow up. But here comes the onslaught of Shadow.
Winnie, baby!
And Rampart Swift is just getting decked upon. Frankenstein TY jumps in, tries to do whatever they can. And the baby cage will stop any further reinforcements coming out. And Hook will continue the onslaught as Kaligi just tries to do what he can in this 1v3, 1v4. As Tristana jumps in, Kaligi does what he can. The bomb's going off. They give it up to Scion. Scion goes on a killing spree as Pony goes 6-1.
This Pony, man. You see this team fight starting off? You got your boy Nay Winnie over here waiting in the wings or stables, I guess, actually.
Yeah.
Chilling over here, just ult straight into the entire team. You're like, oh god, what do we do? The answer is your best.
For sure.
That's about it.
After Heartland taking yet another successful fight, they decide that it is now time to do Baron and that they will not die to it. Super Mega Death Rocket is fired, but no avail as Heartland Community College will easily pick up a Baron for themselves.
So Heartland was originally scaring me a bit earlier with that positioning, but fortunately for them, they seem to be finding some really effective team fights throughout this mid-game here, and ISU perhaps not having all their ducks in a row. One thing that interests me, though, is this Warrior Knights Val build from Jarvan. I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Yeah, definitely. For sure. Right now, it's definitely... it seems definitely like odd right now. It just makes him like way too squishy than like he can really afford to be right now, especially the amount of damage that's coming out from the Hecarim and the Vagar and everything. I feel like it doesn't have the health or armor that matters to do anything about this.
I feel like you want more tank stats through the Jarvan. Like, I can see the Knights Vow, especially for the Jinx. I think you go straight Cinderhook here, honestly. And you can easily go Cinderhook Knights Vow Gargoyles, or perhaps Cinderhook Knights Vow Warmogs, because with that 250 health, that'll be enough to proc the,
Oh, there we go. Hook gets Vico, but will not follow up as, basically just minions coming out from ISU will try to dissuade them right now. All five are at the mid lane. It is a 5v5 right now. Vico's in the bush, trying to see what they can do right now, but Scion, and he takes control of the bush for himself. See if we can try to get a flank on here, putting ISU on the back foot as the giant purple cannon minion is just plummeting away at this tower right now. They're going to try to do what they can to destroy it. Heartland Community College realizing that there's not much to do around here. They're just kind of a little kite back. They're going to send Frankenstein TY to the bot lane and try to get some of these minions moving the bot.
So perhaps one of the saving graces we have here. Ooh, hold on.
Oh wait, hold on. Big damage from ISU. They decide to go in. Emerson will take down the aggressor, but Silas will go down in return. And in the end, this Hecarim is huge because taken down, but not without a double kill, a triple kill to his name right now. But that is 3 up for Heartland Community College as opposed to 1 for ISU.
That's actually so bad if you're ISU. And the reason being not because they specifically played that fight super poorly or anything, but that was a 4v5. Frankenstein was chilling, pushing down the bot lane, and ISU forced a fight on the floor in the mid, which is overall the right decision. However, with the gold lead that Heartland has accrued and perhaps the way that fight played out, it turned a 4v5 into a Heartland Community College advantage, actually.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. Right now, Deca 01 is back up. The whole team from ISU is coming back up. They're seeing what they can do, but big damage coming out from Frankenstein TY will kind of deter any kind of engage coming from there.
Yeah, Tristana wasn't doing so hot earlier, but she's powered up. She's got her IE, she's got her fire cannon, she's got Zeal crit coming in, and now with that massive gold lead they've accrued, gonna pick up the Phantom Dances. You can be seeing a 4-item Tristana here. One of the things I kind of want to take a look at right now from Heartland Community College, though, perhaps like to see some more pink wards on this team. Got Emmer Smith sitting on a Hunter's Potion right here. We got Spectre sitting on a refillable potion, and we got Tristana sitting on 2 longswords here. So essentially, once you get past about 20 to 25 minutes in the game, one of the easiest things to remember is buying an extra longsword isn't going to like change the result of most team fights throughout the mid to late game. You almost always want pink wards unless your buy is worth like 1,300 gold or more, essentially. So if it's a needlessly large rod, if it's a last whisper, if it's something like that, and you're hitting that late game power spike, might be a fair trade. And sometimes you'll see people wait to outright buy their last item just to keep pink wards in their inventory. That being said, the lack of those pink wards is probably not going to cause Heartland Community College to lose this game at this point, but it is a small thing.
Definitely small things that every team can improve on. Right now, as Sheila, they say they try to push the trigger. They want to go in. Pico goes in the thick of it as the pony goes in the back line of ISU and just decimates them. Manforship is still alive, trying to do whatever he can, but at 0 HP now, he gets taken down. That's a double kill for Frankenstein TY. That is the ace for Heartland Community College. That is the Nexus Towers. That is the Nexus, and that is the game. That is the series. Going over to Heartland Community College. We'll take it 2-0.
So yeah, we were talking about that pseudo frontline coming out for ISU. At this point, Heartland Community College is just so far ahead that like any go button is a satisfactory go button. It doesn't matter how they start the team fight, as long as they engage, they're probably going to win it at this point, because you see their Thresh Hook landing on the Nautilus of all people, but it's like they're so far ahead that there's no front line right now for Illinois State, and so they initiate the fight, and it's really easy close. You run at them, you drop all your spells, it's free.
Yeah.
Close the game.
Definitely. I mean, one person I really want to highlight on Heartland Community College is kind of the sub, or at least like the alternate player coming in, Spectre, doing a great job, keeping himself safe from Beagle's Akali, and not even dropping in the game, not dropping a death once, and really being able to kind of be the zoning pressure and just big chunky AP mage that Heartland Community College was able to use to kind of push their lead and get them to win the series.
Yeah, Spectre having a relatively safe early game and then transitioning it into a very effective mid to late game there. Not necessarily perhaps the primary playmaker or carry on this team even in this game, but showing his stuff there. And perhaps the player I'm most interested in highlighting has been Sion, not just for this game, but for this entire series, because Sion's the one player we've mentioned who we could justify calling the MVP for both games straight. Currently sitting 10-2-10 on this Hecarim this game, highest kill participation right now, and really had a dominating performance over Caligula, despite a couple of very minor slip-ups, having a dominating performance over Caligula in general in both games. And 17,852 damage on this Hecarim over here, almost beating out the Veigar, actually. Hecarim does a fat amount of damage, but you don't expect to see that stat coming off of a bruiser. Yeah,
no, absolutely. For sure. Him doing a really good job on that pony, zoning that backline every time in fights and catching out the key targets. Well, Heartland Community College will take that series 2-0 versus ISU. And that from everyone over here at GGLeagues, that will be the Collegiate Platinum Series versus Heartland Community College and ISU. And for those of you who just tuned in or joined in late, we are GGLeagues. GGLeagues is a recreational esports league based in the Midwest. Their goal is to build up the esports community and connect gamers to each other. They have leagues for players of all skill level. Anyone can join. Players in GG Leagues play through a regular season like you're watching here each week. Then all the players get to play in the playoffs and the finals in person, where they can finally meet the players they have been playing against all season. If you guys are interested, please go to www.ggleagues.com and sign up. From the Illinois Institute of Technology, we thank you all for watching, and tune in shortly after for our Diamond Series.